It's Cavemas! Hi everyone and welcome back to the Colour Cave where we like to play with art stuff. My name is indeed Jem and I am delighted to welcome you to day one of Cavemas. We are sticking to our tradition of doing a little bit of colouring in Johanna's Christmas, but I've got a bit of explaining to do before we get to that stage because we need to talk about the charity stuff. Cavemas this year is indeed in the name of a charity, similar to what we did last year because we did really well last year, guys. For those of you that are new here and this is your first Cavemas, you can go back to the playlist section on the YouTube landing page and you can find last year's and you can watch all of that and you get an idea what's going on. So yes, because of the success of the charity aspect last year, we are doing it again this year. And one of the things I looked at was how the demographic is split of UKvers, so the people that are subscribed and watch the channel, and it's almost an even split for the three top categories between people from the UK, people from the US and people from Canada. Last year we chose a UK charity, which I thought was very fitting and I'm really glad we did that. So I've decided that this year we would pick a US charity. Now what that means is that for our fellow Canadians it's your turn next year. So the charity that I have chosen, I wanted to keep it art related and I think I've found an absolute cracker. And this charity does operate in Canada, but they are primarily working within the US. And I wanted to pick a charity that were working across the entire country, which is not easy to do because number one, America, you're huge. And secondly, there's loads of really great dedicated statewide charities. So I had to do a bit of digging. But I am so pleased to announce that the charity we are going to be collecting for this year is RX Art, and they are absolutely phenomenal. These guys commission commercial artists to paint and decorate medical facilities used by children. So things like chemo wards, MRI machines, waiting room corridors in hospitals, and the work is so inspiring. Like, it's absolutely amazing. So the link to their website is the first link in the description under this video. Please go and check it out and see some of the amazing work that this charity are doing, and we are going to go 100% full force for this charity this year and do everything that we can. So we're going to be raising money by doing a fundraising live stream, which is day 3 of Cavemas, so not tomorrow but the day after, and that's going to be our main fundraising day. It's going to be similar to last year in that we'll be doing an activity in the live stream, which I'll explain later, and there will be drinking involved. So come along, bring your pennies, and we will raise some money. Also, similar to last year, there is artworks up for sale in the stash shop, and the money will be split 50-50. So for anyone that buys a recent artwork, most of it is things that I've created in the last year and have been seen on the channel. Half of that money will go towards our charity and the other half is going back into the stash fund. We have a new laptop to pay for. That's another story, we'll talk about that later. The third and final way, and probably, well, I think the most exciting way we are raising money for charity this year, is we are going to play Cavemas Bingo. If you haven't already bought a bingo card, you can head to the stash shop, and the link is, like, I've put it right at the top of the website, you can't miss it. So you can go and get yourself one of these rather attractive bingo cards. They're £5 each. You can buy as many as you want, and every penny of that is going directly towards our charity. So the idea is with these, as we go through the videos between now, because we've got 12 days, so we've got 10 videos and 2 live streams, and the idea is that you cross off the things that are on these bingo cards as we go through the videos, so you have to watch the videos. I think Thea's called them Cavevents, as in like cave events. Yes, very good with that. And if you get a line, if you can cross out a full line, you win a prize. So we have a full prize list is on the website, and all of them are art related prizes. But more specifically today, I wanted to share with you, if you get a full house, so if you fill on every single square, if you cross off every Cavevent on your bingo card, you will win one of the full house prizes. Now I have 2 full house prizes, and once they're gone, we're gone. Obviously I don't have an endless supply of prizes. But our 2-star prizes are subscription boxes, one donated by Artful and one donated by Scrollerbox. So if that sounds pretty attractive to you for the price of a £5 ticket, then go get yourself one at the Cave shop. Here is the address here. There is an actual active link down in the description. So if you go down underneath there, you'll find it and you can just click it and it'll take you straight to the page where you can buy these. These are also colourable. They are going to be delivered to you via email. It's an electronic delivery, so that you can print them off and colour them in yourself. And this is Thea that has designed this, one of our lovely mods, and she's done such an excellent job, but she's coloured a little bit in here just to give you a bit of inspiration. So if you do want to colour your bingo card, you can also share it using this hashtag on Instagram. We would love to see your creative efforts with your bingo cards as well. Full terms and conditions are on the purchase page for the cards, so everything's very clear. There is also a link to the full prize list as well. Thea and I, we've put a lot of time and effort into this, and we've tried to cover all eventualities, but the fact of the matter is, because this is like a real-time event, we have no idea how this is going to go. It could be a complete disaster, or it could work very, very well. But we've done our best, and I hope that you'll come in and just have a bit of fun with us and see if we can raise some money and give out some really cool prizes as well. Say the full prize list is on the website, and if we run out of prizes, I'm terribly sorry, but we had to have a cut-off somewhere. For the 2 full house prizes, if no one wins them by the end of Cavemas, so by the 1st of January, we're going to do a separate live stream, and we'll get some winners through a live stream. I think that's only fair. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am about this. Let's get to top down view now, and we'll get ourselves into the festive spirit a little bit by heading into Johanna's Christmas by Johanna Basford, and we'll have a little bit of chat. Merry Cavemas, everyone. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. Coming and watching is all part of the fun, and I really, really hope you enjoy the next 12 days here in the cave. So let's get going. Oh, yeah. As tradition stands now here in the cave, the first day of Cavemas is always a little bit of colouring in Johanna's Christmas to get us in the mood. So I've decided to go for the Nutcrackers this year. And this has been, well, basically what happened was I bought the new laptop, and it's got all these really fancy lighting displays and everything in it. You know, it goes in like big rainbow. It's very obnoxious. But what we're going to do is take some inspiration from that, and I thought we could get a nice spectrum of colours across here. Now obviously we're not going to get anywhere near most of this done today. We are a bit shorter on time because of all the bingo stuff we had to talk about, which I hope you'll all enjoy playing along. I think it's going to be absolutely wonderful, or it's going to be a total disaster, but either way it'll be fun. So whatever we don't get done, I will finish over the rest of Cavemas, and I will put it up on Instagram and Facebook when I have finished it, hopefully by the 1st of January. That's the plan. So today we are going to be using the Castle Arts wax pencils, which are these bad boys here, these premium soft touch coloured pencils, and we are going to start picking out some colours, because the other thing I thought would be really nice as well is this is a really nice exercise in skin tones as well, because we could do very pale skin tones through to much darker skin tones, and that may be quite fun as well. So I'm going to start at this side. Let's find the Castle Arts pencils in the swatch book. That would be a good place to start. There went Inktense. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to go the same colours as the buttons I've put on the laptop. We're going to go turquoise, deep blue, deep purple, or turquoise, blue, purple, pink. But when I say pink, I mean like magenta-y pink. So like these colours. Even though they say purple, oh dear. Yeah, there's plenty of pinks. We're good for offensive pinks in the Castle Arts sets. We're good for purples as well, to be fair. Right, okie dokie. Oh, lordy, lordy. Right, first things first, let's have a quick look at our little dude here. So I think that maybe a darker skin tone would look really nice, and the pink would really make that stand out. That's my thinking here. Let's start with some skin, and I'm going to start with the cinnamon. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see what's going on. This one here, we'll make that our base colour. Okay, so let's make a start. It's been such a long time since I have coloured with these Castle Arts pencils, and you will find there is going to be a bit of a theme throughout Cavemas in terms of these pencils, so keep your eyes peeled for that. It is quite pertinent to the Cavemas bingo also in terms of prizes, and I will say no more than that. Nudge nudge, wink wink. So yes, I thought it would be nice to keep a little bit of consistency. If you all get the chance as well, just think, you know, this is the very first day of Cavemas, please take a moment to head over to the RX Art website and have a look at some of the projects that they've spearheaded. This stuff is absolutely amazing. And even as an artist, it's very, very inspirational. See, if you're just looking for, you know, like something like a bit of get up and go to do some painting or drawing or something, I find it, I was like looking at all this stuff going, oh, that's a great idea. And again, because it's like children's medical units, everything is so colourful and it just makes it so fun and so cool. Like I'm so glad I found that charity. I think it's a really, really fitting charity to be gunning for this year, and we're going to do our best to raise some serious cash for them and make them super happy people, because we all want to make kids a little bit less scared of going to hospital. I think we can all agree on that. I am going to assume that his neck is bare there. There's not really anything to indicate like a collar or anything under there, so that's what we're going for. So that's us got a little base layer of colour, which is really nice. So I'm also going to pick out now the raw umber, which is this colour here, and then for a bit more warmth as well, I'm going to pick out a walnut brown. Now it's really nice to use these kinds of colours. If I was doing something a little bit more realistic, I probably wouldn't use these colours for a dark skin tone. Oh, that's sepia. That's not what I'm looking for. What's happened to walnut brown? Where did it go? Someone's stolen walnut brown. Righty-ho. Oh, I forgot his nose. I wanted to do his nose as well. So I'm thinking about, I know they're kind of like funny, they're funny shaped head, and they're toys. I mean, come on, they're toys. But I am going to try and think about the contours of a normal face. So straight away, down at the bottom here, this, obviously there's going to be a bit of shadow here because his chin's going to be looming. Oh, well, one would hope. I say that they don't really have chins, Nutcrackers, though, do they? See the problems we're going to encounter already. And I'm going to use this darkest colour as like a shadow colour, but it's also quite warm as well, so it's going to give us a little bit of warmth to our Nutcracker friend here. I think we'll need to give them all names, and I think all the names should begin with B. So let's call this one Brian. Oh, no, beginning with N. We want names beginning with N because then it'll be Nobby the Nutcracker. I'm not going to call him Nobby though, that's a bit cruel. I'm pretty sure that's abuse, Nutcracker abuse. Right, this one's going to be called Nigel. Nigel the Nutcracker. Now what I would like you to do is go into the comments section underneath this video and suggest names for our other three. I think we could be unisex here, it's up to yourself, but just judging by the shape of some of these, I think this one might be a girl because we have no facial hair. These dudes all have moustachios or beards, whereas this one doesn't. And her shape just looks like that wee bit more kind of like delicate. So maybe get some lady names or unisex names, it's up to yourself. But this dude's called Nigel. Nigel is the man. And grabbing the raw umber, which I'm using as my middle colour, we want to get a little bit of it's down here. Not much room for cheekbones and stuff here. Moustache is kind of in the way, but that's half the fun, why not? So let's just do that. And then there's going to be a wee highlight round his chin, obviously. That would be assuming that his chin points out the way like a normal person, even though we've just pondered the fact that Nutcrackers might not have any chins, but that's okay. We've got this little bit under the nose here as well. I love how I'm actually seriously thinking about like human contours here on what is basically a piece of varnished wood. But y'all would be disappointed if I didn't, wouldn't you? I don't really have room to do contours around his eyelids or anything either. It's just so disappointing. But we'll do our best. Obviously his nose is going to be much lighter on the top part there. Let's try to give a bit of shape to his funny nose. One of my friend's kids was absolutely terrified. They had like a giant one of these in the front of a shop. It was like 2.5 feet taller than him. And my friend's little boy was absolutely terrified of the Nutcracker because it was 16 times his size. He did not like it at all. It made him cry. He was very small at the time, but we were laughing at him. We're like, oh, never mind. You'll be okay. Everything will be fine. And then we'll take our darkest pencil again, which is our walnut brown. And yeah, we're gonna make him a nice colour here. He's looking a bit kind of like in the middle. I actually think I want to make him darker than this. I don't think he's dark enough. Because I want to have 4 very distinct skin tones here. So, you know, like very, very pale, you know, like almost see-through, like most Scottish people or Swedish people or basically all the Nordic people. Sorry, guys. And then have maybe like more of a sort of Mediterranean type skin tone. And then more of like maybe like an Asian skin tone or even like a pale brown, something like that, and then a darker colour. I think that would be nice. Just a bit of diversity in our colouring. It depends how well I can get pencils to mix as well, especially for the 2 kind of middle ones, because yeah, that's not always the easiest thing to do. And to be fair, I don't use these Castle Arts pencils very often, although I will have time to do it. Obviously I'm not going to be doing it here, so. Oh, the mustachio. Yeah, I think I'm going to get a darker. I might grab that sepia pencil. Yeah, that's better. That's a bit more what I was after. Sometimes you just get ideas in your head. And I'm fine at executing them for myself. But see, if I had to explain them to someone else, I'm not very good at it. It's like I can see it in my mind's eye. It doesn't mean I can elaborate on it and make it make sense for other people. I give him like a little bit of a nose contour there. Like, oh goodness me. His eyes are far too far apart for this to look normal, but never mind. Oh, goodness me. Oh, dear. Right, okay. That's really funny. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. And we'll just use this raw umber. See, I'm going down a shade, so I'm kind of abandoning the cinnamon. So our latest shade is now the raw umber. And for his hair, I'm going to take I'm going to take the Cool Grey Deep. Oh, yeah. Cool Grey Deep. A little bit of black, but not very much. And the burnt umber again. So we'll start with the Cool Grey. And we'll get his little eyebrows done. And his little mustachio is so cute. And I'm going to take the black. And I just want to try and give this some dimension without making it like really stark. Yeah. That's exactly what I was hoping for. And then we'll maybe put a couple of flicks of the burnt umber in, and then we'll top it up with the Cool Grey again. I think again, just with the black, I'm just going to put a touch in his eyebrows. There's not a lot of space to be going on there. Now they do say naturally hair is always darker at the root. Get a little bit of that burnt umber on the go first. I've just realised I've covered over a little bit of his eyes just by accident. I don't really want to try and erase that out. I think that's a bit excessive. I would love to hear what y'all are doing while you're watching this very first day. Whether maybe you're in Johanna's Christmas too, or maybe you're doing an art project, or maybe you're just sitting drinking tea, kicking back, chilling out. I will have officially finished my proper job for the festive season by the time you see this. Today will literally be my last day, which is nice. That worked out well. I was actually fighting to finish earlier and I got laughed at. Yeah, the company that I do work for, they know me quite well, and the workload's been pretty good, in order to get everything ready for Cavemas, so they've been pretty lenient, but I still actually got work to do. Okay, Nigel, looking good, my man. So for his crown, I do think I want to have a gold crown, but we have some pink inserts. So I think what we'll do is we'll take the cherry pink and the grenadine. Cherry pink and grenadine, that sounds good to me. So I'll start with the grenadine because it's lighter. So I think maybe what we'll do is we'll have this as like some sort of insert, because I'm quite tempted. The likes of that crown there might be quite nice with a little bit of gold round it. Yeah, see? Might have to go a bit more dramatic. I might actually have to go Bengal rose deep. But yeah, if we just make this a little bit of a shadow there. Look at that, yeah. I suppose you would be able to see fabric there as well then, wouldn't you? It's actually a really nice colour of pink, the grenadine. So to add to that, I'm going to go into Mauve Deep. So this is, this is like pinky purple. And I'm going to use this here to make this a little bit more interesting. Ooh. So I'm actually quite excited for tomorrow, because it's one of the sort of more non-traditional Cavemas videos So that should be quite interesting. And then the day after is our fundraiser live stream. So I'm hoping that you'll be able to come and join me for that, even if it's just for, you know, like 5-10 minutes to come and sort of hang out and say hey. The bingo cards do cover the live streams as well. I have been led to believe that was my instructions that I was given. So you can obviously come and play along as well if you are bingo playing, or even if you're not and you just want to come and see what's going on and come and chat. I can guarantee it's going to be entertaining. And yes, there will be Jack Daniels involved, and there will be donations involved also from my very own pocket. So you can set your little reminder on your phone for that. Okay, I think for this cape I want like a really nice gradient. So I think what we'll do is I'm going to pick the lavender and the lavender light for this, because these are two really nice colours for this. And I'm going to start on the outside here with the lavender light. Oh, Nigel, you're going to be so handsome by the time you're finished here. I think I'll make this maybe a slightly different colour. Okay, yep. And then I'm going to take that mauve deep that I've used up here, and I'm just going to have that as the sort of blendy colour there. And we'll maybe grab some of this cherry pink here as well. My goodness, that cherry pink's basically just like wiping out that lavender. Wow. Wasn't really expecting that, to be honest. Look. It's made a really pretty gradient though. I don't know if I'm going to be able to replicate this on the other side. This is concerning. Oh, this is concerning. Okay, so first of all was the lavender light. That was the pencil that I used. See, when you don't plan things like that. Questionable. And then it was the mauve at the bottom, about there. Again, I have to kind of like line this up. God, it's just made things really difficult for myself. Okay, nice. So now I'm going to go back to the cherry pink and the grenadine for the bulk of his tunic here. I'll maybe need to pick out a shadow colour. We'll wait and see how I feel about it. So I'm going to make these sort of decorated parts here gold as well. I think that would be nice. I think for in the back of his cape, I should really finish this first. And I think I want to go lavender, like normal lavender, not the lavender light that we used before. So I'm going to see where that takes me, because I do want to have contrast between these two areas. Obviously that's quite important. That his gloves and, you know, his tunic and everything stands out quite nicely. See, that looks okay to me, but I want to go in with the mauve deep and really... I'm actually thinking now that I'm going through this, I think that silver might be better than gold for a little buddy here. Nigel. I think silver might go better with pink and purple than gold. He's looking rather fetching, isn't he? I think I should maybe have a little darker bit, just, you know, here, just to show that his cape is actually, you know, sitting out from his tunic a little bit. Yeah, like that. And then around there's going to be quite dark. Lighten up as we come to the front here. There's a lot more work in this than I thought there was. This is not boding well. Not boding well. It's going to be here for a while. Right, okay, that's kind of cool. I'm trying to think about this in the uniform sense as well. So I think we'll make his trousers the same as his tunic to try and, you know, make it look like a proper uniform. That might be a good idea. I'm going to assume that that's piping rather than... you know, anything else, you know, more like decorative trim kind of idea. Like a good bit of decorative trim. And then use that darker colour under there a little bit. And then I can go back in with this grenadine now. Should I give him gradient gloves? I think that might be fun. We'll do the lavender light. And the lavender maybe? Yeah, just and not use the pink this time and knock out all the lavender. Okay, let's do that. That might be fun. So we could do that for his gloves. Oh look, that's such a pretty colour. We could do that for his gloves. The main part of his boots. Why has he got arrows pointing up the way on his boots? I'm just kind of trying to map out here. I've not, because I haven't picked the colours specifically, you know, I'm just kind of like picking them as I go along. I'm kind of doing a bit of mapping out here now. Do that there and there. And then the main part of his boots, yeah, so like his feeties. Who does? I think maybe around here as well, actually. I should have done the middle bits instead. Damn it. So I get for not planning things out. Okay, and I'm going to make his belt this deep mauve colour. And then the lavender. And then the light lavender. I might just do that whole part light lavender, actually, for all it is. So yeah, lavender light and normal people's lavender. And again, I think maybe the mauve for these triangular parts. Maybe just give them a wee fancy bit. And then this part in here would be some sort of jewel maybe. Ooh. And then with the actual lavender, I'm just going to get a really pointy point on this. I just sharpen that up and then add that in. Okay, that's cool. So I want to do the gradient on the gloves. I kind of got away from that. I don't really know what happened there. Right, lavender light. Hang on till I digress. Right, okay, yeah, so I think we'll start with a darker colour at the top part of the glove here. That makes a bit more sense to me. So we can colour this in here and then let up as we go down. Build up some layers there. Yeah, oh, they're pretty cool gloves actually. I kind of like that. Kind of like it. And then this is also the light lavender colour here, isn't it? I've made my mind up. We're definitely going silver. Press a little bit harder around the outside edge there then. That lets me just make that look as if it's, you know, the jacket's like coming over the front a little bit, casting a wee shadow as well. I'm not being too careful over these like piping lines just because I'm going to be going over them with probably a silver Posca actually, now that I think about it, because I've got the little silver 1MRs, you know, the really fine point ones, so I'll probably use one of them. I've got them in the stash shop if MD fancies one. They're fairly cheap, but I like them because they're super like teeny weeny, and Gem likes teeny weeny, like my teeny weeny fine liners and my teeny weeny paintbrushes. Okay, we are making progress. Woo! So we're just down to the bottom now to his boots, and I kind of want the gradient that I've got on the gloves on the boots. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the deep mauve and I'm going to go with my original idea. I'm going to make this darker and make this centrepiece like the main part of the boot, and obviously the toe of the boot as well. If we have the mauve round the outside as like the framework, then that's going to make that stand out a lot more as well. It's going to look good. And then you can have like silver buttons. Yeah, that's a better idea. Good shout, Gem. Just fill that in a nice solid colour. Right, let's see how this is going to go. So lavender light first. And then we've got actual lavender. Okay, that looks fairly good on his actual boot part. And I think I'll start it from the top. Again, like to match the gloves. I'll bring it down. Again, not too fussed about trying to avoid the buttons, les boutons, because I'm going to be going over them with Posca. Try and avoid them if I can help it, but you know, I'm not going to be too completely lazy, but not the end of the world if I might just pop a little bit of that lavender in there, look. Oh yeah. I'm having so much fun with this because it's colours I wouldn't normally pick. Pencils I don't normally use, and it's a rather smashing little Nutcracker we've got here. Smashing, get it? Oh! Pun absolutely 100% intended. I'm just having a little think. I'm kind of coming towards the end of this, and obviously this is one of the pre-filmed segments. Although I have to say it's not terribly early. I am filming this in December, and I'm just thinking about all the other things that I have to do. It's quite late in the day, which tends to be when I film, you know, because I've got my proper job and blah, 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 blah. And I've still got a colossal amount of stuff to do. And yeah, I'm going to run out of hours in the day today, I think. I think that's just going to be one of those days today. But I don't work my proper job on a Wednesday, which is tomorrow. So I can hopefully get caught up tomorrow for anything that I don't get done. The one thing I am absolutely doing is I am exercising. I have not done any exercise today apart from walking my dogs, and I have literally been sitting in this chair since 6 o'clock this morning doing various things, so I need to get my butt moving, and that is exactly what I am going to do once I'm finished here. And then I'm going to take a great pleasure in going for a shower and washing my hair. It's getting a wee bit faded. I'm deliberately keeping it because it's blue just now, right? Yeah, and I'm going to just freshen up the colour a little bit because it does fade really quickly. Anybody that's ever had any kind of colourful hair before will know what I'm on about. It's a lot of upkeep to keep it looking really good and fresh, and quite frankly I'm not up for it. The cows don't appreciate it. So I thought I would hold off until just before the live stream, and I'll freshen up the colour, you know, and get it nice and vibrant and blue just before the live stream so that it looks good for the live stream. So that's the plan. So yeah, I just really need to get it washed for now. Okay. Just so that it's clean, not so that it's lovely and pretty and blue. Oh, right, okay, for the tops of the boots here, just before we get onto our metallic pen, I'm going to use the lavender for the base colour. And I think I'll take the cherry pink actually, just for some interesting layering, and I'll pop that on the edges. Oh, pressed a bit too hard there, that was entirely my fault. I'm not mad about that though. Okay, not mad about the boots. Nigel is looking dapper. Absolutely smashing. Oh, now, hang on a minute. Okay, forget the Posca. I don't know if the nib's small enough on this. I've got the Molotov Liquid Chrome pen. I've had this for a long time. I'm not sure that this is going to be small enough, but I am going to try my darndest. Oh, it's so shiny, look. I absolutely love this pen, and most people that have tried this pen love this pen because it's basically like liquid tin foil. It's the only way I can describe it. For the purposes of this exercise though, the nib is a little bit on the chonky side, but I am absolutely willing to let that slide because it's super shiny. It dries really quickly as well, so hopefully this will give us what we want. The nib is very rounded, it is a bullet nib that's on it, so it's just a wee bitty on the chunky side for this. This is going well. I shouldn't really have opened my big mouth there, should I? Should know better than that by now. I've only been doing this for like nearly 5 years. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? The cave's going to be 5 in March. That's bonkers. Blob, blob. Concentrating, guys, concentrating. And, oh, made a mess of the button. There we go. I'm not finished. Oh, it looks fabulous. I am so I am so happy with Nigel. Look at him. Isn't he just an absolute sweetheart? Alright, I'm going to find a really nice black fine liner here. Not a brush tip one though. 003. And I'm going to write his name underneath. Nigel the Nutcracker. In my best handwriting. I have to apologise for those of you that have bought from the stash shop throughout the month of November and December. I am so sorry for my handwriting in your notes. It's been absolutely awful. When the temperature starts to drop and I have a lot of writing to do, my hand cramps quite a lot. So apologies if it was a bit scrawly, but I tried to do my best as handwriting, I promise. Okay guys, that is it for today. Look at Nigel in all his glory. He's so... See what I mean about that pen, how shiny it is? Oh, it's so good. I shall leave a link to that, probably an Amazon link actually, because it's just an easy place to get stuff to that if you fancy yourself one of those. And we have completed our first Nutcracker, and I nearly said knacker there, which is interesting, not snackers. If you're British, you know what I'm talking about. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And that concludes our first day of Cavemas today. I hope you've enjoyed yourself, just to kind of ease ourselves in a little bit. I hope some of you have managed to cross off some bingo boxes as well. How exciting is that? If you've made it this far, please could you just take a wee moment to give us a thumbs up. The more people that see these videos, the more money we're going to raise for charity this year. So please, please just take a second to do that. And I will see you back in the cave tomorrow for the second day of Cavemas. So please enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Chill out if you have time to yourself, and if not, I hope this has made you smile to get you through the rest of your day.